Russians have claimed that they will take Kiev in 3 days. Russians have claimed that they have destroyed all aviation Ukraine has. Do you still listening to them? Do you think there is anything true they're saying? I don't think so. The night was really hurtful, the Kyiv people, because Russians launched I think the biggest attack since the beginning of the full-scale invasion, and that attack was tough. The whole Kyiv heard the explosions. I know we were counting; it was maybe more than 20 of them. But thanks to the armed forces of Ukraine and, of course, to the support of the Western partners who have provided us with very good anti-missile systems, we have no people wounded or killed this night. But the feeling around the city is really, it's tough. It's tough because everyone feels like, oh my gosh, what should I do?
Yeah, so it felt to you like the biggest onslaught on Kyiv since the beginning of the war.
Yeah, it's actually the biggest one.
It is.
Because they were using different types of missiles, drones at the same time. We have never seen something like that before.
Gosh, okay. But Ukraine did shoot down 6 hypersonic missiles fired at Kyiv overnight. We know that. So as you say, some of those defence systems have been working. Are you confident in what you've got in sort of terms of protecting Kyiv long term? Are you confident with what's in place, Dennis?
Of course, it's not enough. It's not enough because we can only cover most probably Kyiv and some other big cities and towns. But if you remember, just a month ago, there was the big explosion in Uman. It's Cherkasy region, and a lot of people were dead because most probably, of course, there is no anti-missile system near it. I don't know. But the problem is that the more anti-missile systems we have, it's better because we need to cover the biggest country in Europe and to protect the sky.
Yeah, agreed. Russia claims that it's destroyed the Patriot air defence system. Of course, we need to be take what Russia says with some caution. But if that is the case, what's your response to that?
Russians have claimed that they will take Kiev in 3 days. Russians have claimed that they have destroyed all aviation Ukraine has. Do you still listening to them? Do you think there is anything true they're saying? I don't think so. Of course, our Speaker of the Air Forces have not commented on this. I think it's some kind of strategy so that Russians can celebrate. Let them celebrate. If they hit the Patriot, let them celebrate. But the reality is that the rockets which they're producing, Ganzha, they call it, which are high-tech rockets, $10 million each, which is higher than the budget of a small town in some mid of Russia. We have hit 6 of them, and we have proven that the Western technologies are still better than the Russian.
In terms of Kyiv, much of the damage really has come from flying debris, from your defence systems taking out the missiles from Russia, and then just sort of debris falling into the city. Is that correct, or has there been any physical damage?
I heard that this night there were some cars hit and some private buildings. But of course, no one is. That's why the officials are advising everyone to go to the shelters because, it's the war and the small parts of the rockets, of course, can fall on your head. But fortunately, you can buy a new car, you can build a new house, but you cannot restore life. And today, no one has died, and that's the biggest case of success.
And what is your opinion, Dennis, when you think about where we are in the war now? We know that there is a spring counter-offensive. We don't know when that will be, and President Zelensky is obviously keeping quiet on that. He's called for more support from Western nations. But of course, Russia is riled, and can we interpret last night's attack as Russia, trying to assert their strength again? Under the backdrop of help for Ukraine from nations like the UK?
It's really hard to predict anything when you're not the military expert. And of course, the biggest thing we as ordinary Ukrainians can do is supporting our defenders and hoping that all of them, despite any plans of Ukrainian army, will come back healthy and alive. And it's really hard to say what will be next because Zelensky has said recently that most probably that we are nearly ready to this big counteroffensive. But at the same time, the head of our security council said that we will need several counteroffensives to beat Russians out of Ukrainian territory. We are just hoping for the better. We have seen that Russia is running out of the ammo and rockets because you have seen the victory parade. They have put only one tank there, which means a lot. So let's follow the events. The main thing which I'm worried about is that the world should not stop to continue to support Ukraine. It's vital because without you guys, we will not survive this long.
Understood. Well, look, thank you so much for speaking to us. Denis Ganzha, who sits on the Youth Affairs Council under the President of Ukraine and is in Kyiv at the moment. Denis, thanks for speaking to us.